which feed should I be posting more? Should I be focusing on more? Have you ever wondered what sort of content you want to put into your normal personal profile feed or onto your stories? What's most effective? Or have you ever, hopefully not, but have you ever felt like, I just don't know, I'm just so confused, so I'll just stop doing it altogether? Then please stay tuned, because if what you're doing has been effective so far, awesome. But if you're like, I'm not really sure whether what I'm doing is effective for me, meaning it's creating conversations with new people for me, then you want to stay tuned, because I'm going to give you a few tips and tricks that have been working for me. A 7-figure earner shared those with me a couple of days ago, and I thought especially the analogy I'm going to share with you is really, really awesome. So stay around. Hello and welcome. In case we haven't met before, my name is Katrin from bloomwithkatrin.com, and I'm coming live to you from the beautiful Bavarian forest over here in Germany. Now, whether you're joining me live or later on in the replay, please don't be shy. Let me know you're here. Say hi, don't be shy, and let me know where you're tuning in from, because I'm looking forward to saying hi to you a little bit later on. I'm going live here on my page. I'm giving you tips and tricks to take your business into the digital space, into the online world, and create not only sustainable success, but a success that's going to feel good from the inside out, a soulful one, right? So you're not chasing anybody, you're not sending weird messages to anybody, but you're actually being who you are, the amazing person you are, and you are attracting your tribe, okay? Now, here's the thing though, when it comes to it feels good from the inside out, I remember a time in my life when I really didn't know what I was doing on social media, where I was told to post as much and as often as I possibly could on my feed, and it just wasn't working for me. Now, if you're doing that and it's working well for you, meaning you're getting engagement, you're getting into conversations, kudos to you, I'm happy and glad for you. But if you're experiencing what I experienced, like the more I post, the less engagement I actually get, maybe it's time to reframe, okay? So, but first off, let's do a little comparison. Let me give you that analogy that I thought was genius, okay? So here's what she said. Let's close our eyes. That's what I'm going to say, but she shared the analogy. So imagine you're going on vacation, okay? For some of us, that's really far away over here in Germany where I live still. I hope you can go on vacation already. So imagine you're like waiting for your plane or you're waiting for your train, and you go into a magazine shop, right? And there's all those beautiful magazines laid out. Now, which one are you going to take? Are you going to grab? Are you going to take along on your journey because it catches your eye? And here's the cool thing. Your social media profile, whether that's Facebook or Instagram, actually is your magazine, okay? And your cover actually is your feed, okay? So the things that you post on your personal profile. And that's really important to understand, because the people who put together these cover pictures and all that for those high profile magazines, they get paid a lot of money because they know how to attract our attention, how to grab our attention, right, and make us take things along that we weren't actually looking for in the beginning. Have you ever experienced that? I know I have. So here's 3 things that you will find on those magazine covers that we can take and transfer over to our feed, okay? And I'll get into that in a second. The 3 things are, and put them down below if you know what they are. I'd be curious to see where you're at when it comes to this kind of skill. So number 1 is the headlines, right? So the first lines, the huge headlines, written in bold letters that are on the cover. That's very powerful. And we have headlines as well. If you're doing a live video, your title is your headline. You want to make it eye-catching for your perfect prospects, the people you would love to see your content, right? When you're doing a story post or even just a written post, right, a short one, your first line actually is the headline, okay? So just remember that when you're writing out your posts, okay? To really make good use of that first line. Makes sense. So the next thing that we will see on those magazine covers are obviously the images, right? So I'm a visual learner. I'm very attracted to, to cool and maybe also a bit surprising images. Let me know whether you can relate as well, right? So that's an important thing to remember for our feed as well. So when you're doing, whether it's a short post or a longer one, always add in your picture, right? It doesn't really matter whether it's picture perfect. Just make sure that we can see you okay, right? That we can see your beautiful face. Maybe you have a smile on your face, awesome. Maybe you don't feel like smiling, and if it fits with what you're talking about in your text post, awesome as well. Okay. And the last thing that you will often see on the cover photos of the cover pages, of those magazines are questions. Now, how might we ask questions in a way on our feed that are going to stand out? So maybe you've seen those, right? You do a color block in the background and you just add in a question. So here's a suggestion, please play with it, make it your own, okay? There's no right and wrong here, but say you're in the health and wellness space and you maybe have some sort of weight management product that you want to launch, maybe a relaunch even, right? You could do something, and I wrote it down because I really like the idea of going, hey, it's your personal utopia. Which do you choose? Okay, so you don't ask a very broad question, but a this or that question. You give people a choice. So it might be, what do you choose? Immune power, mood, or fat burn? Okay, and that's all it is. That, if that's what you have to offer to give to people, and you will attract these kind of people engaging with you, you will have a really easier time to have meaningful conversations in Messenger. Does this make sense? Now, again, if posting 10 times a day on your feed is working for you, is giving you great results, please keep doing it. But if you feel like I felt, like the more I post, the less engagement I actually get, cut it down. Make your life easier. Post once a day. Make it a high quality post that people are going to look forward to and appreciate. And I think you're going to be way more effective with your time on social. Let me know whether this makes sense so far. So that's the feed, the cover of the magazine, right? That's what we want to have to attract people into our world, so they pick up our magazine instead of all the others all around us, right? So now let's move into the stories, because what's that then? What's that for? So the stories, real quick, maximum 20 seconds, short-lived if you wish. They only are online for 24 hours. You can still access them in your archive and still have them work after that. So there's plenty of information on that here on the page already. But here's the thing. When we go with our analogy of the magazine, right? So the cover is our feed. Now we open it up and here we have the nitty-gritty, the details, the behind the scenes, right? The things that don't necessarily always go perfectly right. So that's in your stories. This is the place to let people into your life, to maybe also have a conversation with them. If you dare, do a little story as you maybe go for a walk. Maybe you're on a weight loss journey or a wellness journey of some sort, and you've taken to, going for a walk every day. Let us join you for a few seconds and tell us what you're seeing. Tell us what you're feeling. Tell us why you go for walks, what it does for you, what results it's giving you, how it's making you feel. So maybe we get into the mood as well, and maybe you can feel that. I love going for a walk outside every day, right? Does this make sense so far? Let me know, okay? Or you could give tips in your stories as well, right? So maybe again, going with my little story there, maybe you're on a weight loss journey of some sort, weight management, wellness. Maybe you're writing out your recipe list, or your shopping list for the day. And you want to educate us a little on one ingredient then you're going to add to your salad tonight or this, lunchtime, whatever. That's going to actually, give fuel to our weight loss journey. Okay, if that makes sense, right? So give us some tips. Let us see you. It's your magazine, not only on the feed, but also and especially in the stories. yes, it's important and can be nice, you know, to have those motivational quotes, and I like them too. But I would much rather get to know who you are, so I can actually get a feel for you, and not only myself, but many other people, right? Can get to know you. It's the fastest way to build know, like, and trust, so people can choose whether they feel that they have things in common with us, that whether they would actually like to be friends with us in real life, right? So it's very, very powerful. Let's make use of it. Would you agree? So, and obviously, especially on your stories, but as well in your posts on your feed, you want to end it with a call to action. You want to invite people to do certain things. Now, on your stories, you have features. I hope you've seen those. If you haven't, please scroll around a little and find them, because they're really, really powerful. You can do polls on your stories, again, giving people a choice, rather A or B, you know, or ask simply a question with the question feature, or just type a question in the text field that you can add to your stories. It's very powerful. And here's the amazing thing when you're really making strategic and effective use of your story, is if people start engaging with you, if they give you a few lines, if they respond to your quotes, to your questions, or even to your quotes might be, right? They are directly in Messenger. So they are actually starting the conversation. How powerful is that? Because on the feed, yes, you can give them a call to action, and that's really, really important. And I have a free training coming up, by the way, on how to post to attract. A few of leaders on our team have masterminded and put together an amazing training. It's starting next week. If you want in, it's in a free Facebook group. Please drop attract and I'll make sure to introduce you to the group. Okay, so, but here's the thing, a call to action is really, really important, so people can start engaging with you. Now, when they do so on your feed, and that's very powerful as well, yes, you can comment back, that's important, but to take the conversation into Messenger takes a bit of skill, takes a bit of work. Whereas on your stories, they're right inside of your Messenger. So you've actually created the conversation in you actually let the other person start the conversation. That's very, very powerful, wouldn't you agree? So again, if you want in on that free training, drop a track down below and I'm happy to introduce you to our group. Have fun playing with this. It's not the be all end all. Let me know your experiences and how things are working for you, and enjoy building your customer base and your team on social. All the best for you, and see you next week.